Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers review for you today. This is Breakdown, the Stunticon from the Combiner Wars. As you can see, he is part 4 of 5 to form Menasor. He does come with a IDW comic book, which is back here. Really nice picture on the back here of his robot mode and his alt mode. And it shows you the 5 Stunticons now that can form Menasor. I'm going to pop up a little bit here and zoom in so you can go ahead and read his bio if you like. Alright, so we will go ahead, get this guy out of the packaging, and take a closer look. Alright, so here we have Breakdown out of the packaging. I really like his design. I like the car that he transforms into, and I love the robot mode. The color scheme is very G1. I like it a lot. It's kind of a white, creamish color with the navy blue. The only problem is, and it might not be every figure, but on mine, in just a couple spots, the kind of navy blue is rubbing off. You can kind of see spots where it's like, it's probably not showing up super great on camera, but the blue is bleeding off into the cream a little bit, and it's kind of a bummer. You can kind of see some right there. Like I said, it's not everywhere and it's not a major problem, but it is happening a little bit. The other thing, right here in the hips, he's got this kind of weird hip joint where you kind of bring them both together and then you kind of push them apart. And like if you move one, it moves the other. It's not terrible, it's just a little weird. And you kind of just have to make sure you get a good balance when you're making him stand. But otherwise, I think he looks pretty great. I love the head sculpt. I absolutely love the head sculpt. I'm going to get in real close and get a good look at that. I really absolutely love it. I think it's totally G1, very boxy head, which I like a lot. He's got the light blue eyes. He's got the red face. He just looks really great. And I like the chest plate here, the Decepticon symbol on there. Looks very good. So I really love the head sculpt. The overall design I like a lot. Just the hips are a little weird to me, and unfortunately I have the blue bleeding in a couple spots. But that's probably not every figure, so you probably don't have to worry about that with every single one. Now he does come with 2 accessories. He's got this really cool gun sword, which, unlike Dead End Sword that we took a look at, this actually looks like a blade. It's got a really nice silver finish here on the front. But when you turn it this way, you can see that it's also a gun. So I think this time they did a really great job. It fits very easily in his hand. It's 2 in 1, but each one looks distinct, and they did a really nice job with that. He also comes with the giant foot-hand combo deal, which, if he really wanted, he could hold in his hand as a giant cannon. The cannons on the front of these two look kind of gigantic. It kind of reminds me of like Hubert or a Snork or something like that. If you're a child of the 80s, you might get those references. But really large square cannons. So he can hold it as a gun, or actually either of these, he has a clip or a peg hole here. So you could peg this in on the back if you wanted to, or if you wanted to peg the sword in the back, you could come back here and peg that in like this, or peg it in like this, however you like. So a little bit of playability there with the peg holes on the back. I appreciate that. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, so it can move a little bit up and down and side to side. You have a ball joint here in the shoulder. You've kind of got 2 joints here in the elbow because of how it transforms. So you have a joint here and a ball joint. The ball joint at the proper elbow, and then right above the elbow, there's also a joint, so you can get a lot of posability out of that. Ball joint here in the hip. Now, I showed you that hip does swing around a little bit, so you have that movement as well, but you also have a normal ball joint in the hip. And then you have pretty much 90 degrees in the knee, which is nice. And then the toes kind of, just for the transformation, swing up a little bit. So he's got a good amount of posability for a figure this size. I think it's pretty good. So all in all, I enjoy the robot mode a lot. I love the color scheme, love the head sculpt, and the posability is very good for a figure this size. Alright, so take a look at Breakdown's transformation. You can start by kind of right here and here, and I'll get a little bit closer. When you swing this part down, you can see that the ball joint of the shoulder is on this kind of separate blue piece. And you're going to just rock that down just so it's out of the way, so that when you spin the head around 180 and then lift this section up, the two shoulder pieces aren't in the way, and then this will fold completely up. And there's a joint here and a joint here and a joint here, so you just want to kind of make sure that everything lines up nice and smooth. And then this will just fold like this. And then you'll see there's two pegs, one there and one there. And that's going to peg into these two all right here on the bottom. And it kind of actually forms the front of the car there, the front bumper. So there you go. And now that head is all solidly folded up into this section, so that's nice and solid there. You're going to go ahead and fold the arms in on themselves, and you can see here there's a kind of little bit of a circle and then a little bit of a divot here. So you're just going to line them up, and that's going to fit really nice and solidly together, just like that. Then you can go ahead and just push these all the way down, and that'll just kind of fit nicely with the rest of the car. Then you can fold up these feet pieces, fold the spoiler up on the back, and you're going to want to, now this is the part that I kind of had trouble with just because, again, of the weird hip movement. You're going to want to peg the two blue pieces here on the inner thighs, peg them together. But then, obviously, these pieces are going to unhinge and swing forward like this. And then you'll see there's a spot there where this can tab into. And it's a little tight. I think the more you transform it, the better it'll work out. So you want to make sure that these two blue pieces on the inside are pushed together, which is easier said than done. And then you want to rotate this part around and snap that in, and then it'll snap in here and also to these pieces back here. So there you go. Once you have that, you can see that the whole back part of the car is formed up. And then you're literally just going to swing this down like this. Now there is a little hole here and a tab here, if you can get them to snap in. And then you just push this piece down, and there you go. You have his, I think this is a Lamborghini, is the type of car that it is. I absolutely love this car mode. I think it looks fantastic. I love the Decepticon symbol here in the front, and you kind of have this row of headlights here. It says 15 Racing across the windshield. I mean, it looks exactly like his G1 counterpart. Smush that in a little bit more together. It looks exactly like his G1 counterpart. The color scheme is perfect. The kind of car is perfect. The paint, everything. I absolutely love it. He does have a hole here on the top, so if you'd like to put either of his weapons, you could go ahead and put that in there. Or you could bring this back in, put a big cannon on top. Or if you really wanted to, you could kind of do how the old G1 toys looked and kind of put the gun, just doesn't really clip in, but you could just kind of sit it back there. That's kind of all the old G1 toys. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. There's a little clip right here, and there's a little clip on the foot that, if I'm not mistaken, you could clip that in there. Let's see, does it clip in well? You could clip that in and then fold it down, and there you go. Just like the old G1 toys, you can have the giant foot gun thing fit on the back like that. That's really cool. I didn't know about that, and I just discovered that as I was showing you guys. So there you go. I think that's awesome. That's a truly G1 look there. It's exactly the same way the gun would fit on the back of the G1 car. So that's really awesome. So the transformation for Breakdown into one of the legs of Menasor is very, very simple. You literally just pull the windshield back, fold this whole chunk down, and then flip out the connector port and attach the foot. So as you can see, it looks very good. Very nice, simple foot or leg for Menasor. I think if you wanted, you could. If you wanted an even more G1 look, I think you could turn it around this way. I haven't tried them out yet. I don't know if this would get in the way. but you should definitely be able to connect it like that. The arm transformation is easiest to do from robot mode, as you already have these pieces in the back. Well, you would swing the head back around to solidify this piece. Flip out the connector here, have the arms fold in just like that, and then you would just push the legs together and swivel them around. And then the instructions show you leaving the feet and the spoilers out, and then plugging the hand in. And then that gives you the kind of 90 degrees for an elbow joint as one of Menassor's arms. So to sum up, I think Breakdown is an excellent figure. He's got a great robot mode, a great vehicle mode. I love the color scheme. The head sculpt's great. His accessories are very good, even better than the previous ones we've had, like that one with Dead End. He has a great leg mode, arm mode for Menasor. If you're collecting the Stunticons, obviously you're going to get him, but I think he's one of my favorites so far. I like him a little bit better than Dead End and a little bit better than Drag Strip. I just love the color scheme, and I love his alt mode. I think that Lamborghini is very cool. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Warrior Class, or Deluxe, whatever they're calling them now, of Breakdown from Transformers Generations Combiner Wars. And thanks for watching.